I am this close. Like, I am this close. I am right there. This doesn't even feel real. Okay, what am I talking about? Well, before we jump into that, there's tons of news going around, and yes, Nike stock is down. It's a totally different discussion all on its own, but it's still the best bargain, truthfully, that they're offering, even with all of their shoes going on sale every 2 to 5 business days after a release. But the tactics that people think that they're using to get their stock price up, I don't think that's actually gonna solve the problem. Again, different discussion, different video possibly in the future. We have heard a lot of news about coveted pairs that are coming back. That will be a video that I will have out momentarily sometime on the channel. But we've seen that some coveted pairs are likely to return, right? They've been teased, and some people have mixed feelings about that. But one we saw circulating around, we definitely don't have confirmation on this, if the Off-White, the 10 collection would return. And if you remember that time in sneakers, it changed a lot. Not necessarily like the whole landscape of shoes in itself, but it was a moment, it's stamped in history, and some of those pairs are still highly coveted and sought after today. Now, the resale prices may have gone down to something that feels, I can say, a little bit more reasonable, but I am at a point now where just paying a certain price for almost any shoe doesn't seem reasonable. It just doesn't. I haven't always been in this place, but I certainly feel that way right now. And I thought the 10, it was refreshing. It was amazing to be able to see Virgil roll that out, and there were pairs that I absolutely wanted. I mean, there's a video I don't think I'm that, proud of in terms of me not getting either of the Prestos that dropped. Listen, you live and learn, and hopefully you mature in how you manage your emotions and your reactions to the fact that you didn't get a shoe, and it's a shoe, and just, no, I didn't have as many sneakers as I do right now, but I had more than enough, so my reaction then was not warranted. It just wasn't. But with the possibility of the 10 returning, comment below, would you go after any of them? Was there maybe a pair that you felt got away, you just didn't feel like you even stood a chance in getting them? And if so, comment which pair. Now, in terms of Off-White sneakers, I have a few, not tons, I have a few, and they are those special pairs you break out here and there. They're not any of the daily worn pairs. For myself on a week-to-week basis, if you would like to see the pairs I really wear, you can check that video out here on the channel. But the 10 returning, I was a little curious, what are the prices like for some of these pairs right now? Now, I'm gonna go ahead and just hop on eBay. You certainly can hop on whatever other platform you would want. But for this is going to serve a very specific purpose based on the dollar amount. Stick with me, walk with me here. So for the Off-White Presto in the white colorway, now, clearly all white, you have to be very careful. I get that, but it's still just, it stood out to me so much. Of the two, if you remember, there was the OG pair with the black and that sail midsole, and then it really does feel like maybe that midsole kicked off a lot of sail midsoles that we see. I don't have a problem with it. But then you had the white and the black pair that also dropped, I believe a few years ago. It was like on March 10th. I thought I would have like my mom's like birthday magic rolled into there. I did not. Took an L on both. But this pair, going for $900 on eBay. So you still have like quite a high price to pay for some of these if you want them dead stock, brand new, box, authenticated, all of this. Let's go and look at another Off-White pair. Not part of the 10 itself, but this was the Off-White 97 Menta, and I always thought it was a great color. It stands out in terms of the model itself for an Air Max 97. That's my second favorite Air Max model, behind an Air Max 1. So if we're looking at the prices here, because certainly, right, this is not going to be cheap, you're looking at about $12.29. Why am I bringing up these prices for these sneakers? Again, it's about what you're able to do and what you're willing to do. And you should know where I'm going with this. When I said I was so close at the beginning of this video, I am mere payments away from freedom of my student loans. So, as you can see on screen, 2 very big payments have been made. 1 paid off, that third to last loan. It is gone. It is out of my life forever. And I am so excited just to be in this moment right now. And then the remaining funds after that was paid off went towards the second to last student loan. And there will be a series of additional payments made over the next few weeks to just close out that whole chapter of my life. Now, why am I able to do this? Well, listen, I will say, if you choose to embark on any creative journey, one, you have no idea what will come of it. So I would say maybe don't have expectations. I didn't, and it really has made everything just that much more exciting when great things happen. Doors can open, and it can lead to some really amazing things, especially if you have any set of skills or a skill set that may be appreciated, valued. It doesn't always have to be in front of the camera. It can certainly be behind the camera. I've currently, and I've simultaneously in the past few weeks or so, been in front of the camera for work with eBay, but then also behind the camera working on the production side for a project that I've mentioned here and there, and I'll go probably into further detail in some upcoming videos. But that allows additional cash flow. It allows additional streams of income, and I am making the diligent choice right now to sprint to the finish line of getting these student loans paid off. Now, I had a few comments where someone said, well, why not just use savings to pay that off? That is an option that you have with savings there. I certainly could do that. But in this current economy and climate, I have zero desire to deplete any part of my savings, because you never know what can go wrong in the time period it would take you to rebuild that back up. And since I'm never going to touch investments just to pay down a debt that I'm more than capable of cash flowing and paying off myself, I simply waited because I knew that there would be additional streams of cash on the way based on creative projects to easily knock out these student loans. And it is a sprint. Like, it is a sprint. I could choose to do other things with this money. I am not making that decision. It is just going towards these loans to knock them out. And sometimes you are in those seasons of life where you just got to sprint to do the accountable thing and the responsible thing. And then once that's done, the fun can truly commence, and it can be all yours. So it's not to say I won't do anything fun with some of the cash flow that is on the way for me based on the hard work that I've put in, but I really just wanted to get these loans knocked out, and hopefully this is an encouragement to you to also do the same. I know that we love shoes. I'm never going to stop loving shoes, okay? Let me say this again. Never going to stop loving them, but my approach in terms of buying everything I simply like, that has certainly changed. And I could choose to spend this money right now on 2 pairs of sneakers, on 2 Off-Whites. And trust me, I could throw those videos up and get views, but I'm following the path that is true to myself right now and my goals, and I am so beyond grateful to be here at this point. So again, there will be a few more videos in which I showcase, hey, another payment is made or a payoff has occurred, and hopefully you can tell by the smile on my face. It just feels good. It feels like a very long road. I think that's the case for a lot of us. And there was also another comment, and I appreciate when you guys, you comment and you chime in. There's not always full context known because I may not voice certain things. Some things I just will not. Like, every single line item in my budget is not going to be disclosed. There are certainly channels that do that. I will not do that. But there's always things that I'm taking care of that is not necessarily privy here on the channel, right? We all have life expenses. But then also someone said, well, why not encourage or advocate for people to invest in themselves in terms of education, like a secondary degree or like a master's degree? Well, I acquired my master's at age 22. I went straight through. As soon as I walked across the stage for undergrad, I applied to graduate school and went right back to my alma mater, and I went through and completed that within 12 months. So it was just, again, another sprint in my life to get done all of the education that I desire to get done. Do I advocate for people to invest in themselves? Absolutely, but I think you need to have a clear picture of what is the ROI for that, because for so many people, they go into additional debt, like I did, and it doesn't necessarily pay off in the manner in which you think that it will, and so you still have these loans that are hanging over your head. What if that doesn't lead to any additional income or a different role or job? Or what if you're in a role and it doesn't even require you to have that master's degree, or you can't even use it as leverage as you thought that you could once you have it? A lot of people are in that position, especially as millennials. So if you want to pursue secondary education, by all means, do that if it's required for what it is that you want to do. There aren't a ton of jobs where it's necessarily required for you to do that. So please just keep that in mind, right? If you want to be a counselor and you are only focusing on social work as an undergrad degree, then yes, going for your master's is certainly something that you would need to do. But for so many other roles and professions, it's not, and I would never advocate, truthfully, for people to cash flow that with debt. You're not even cash flowing that. You're just paying it with debt and student loans. Just really understand the implications of that once you're done with that program, because those loans are still there, whether the ROI is there for that degree or not. So yes, I have my master's. That's the last part of what I'm paying off right now for my student loan. So I absolutely could have gone after the Off-White, Presto and all white. I could have gone for the 97 Off-White. That's over $1,200, but instead a loan is paid off. Another one is mostly paid off, and I will complete this journey within the next few weeks. I really appreciate you guys tuning in to be a part of it with me. Please go ahead, if you've had any recent financial wins, drop them in the comment section. I promise I care about those more than any pickups that you have, because that is real life. That is a real win, and that's something that you should be proud of, just like I'm proud of paying off this loan. Thank you guys again so much. Please be sure to check out my recent videos that are up on the channel. And I have one coming up, because guess what finally arrived? Thank you, Puma, in terms of the shoelace, right? They got that together. So let's see if you guys can maybe guess what this is gonna be. And even if you can't, hey, it's a brand new Stewie shoe. So I can't wait to showcase this. I know sometimes people think that when it comes to performance pairs, you can't really style them casually. Yes, you can. And we'll do that here on the channel. Again, appreciate you tuning in. As always, act your age, not your shoe size. Peace.